In her interview with Oprah, Meghan Markle spoke candidly about her initial experience with the royal institution, describing it as one marked by naivety. She admitted that she entered the royal family without fully understanding what to expect. However, while some may interpret her comments as a sign of innocence regarding the pressures of royal life or the intense media scrutiny, I believe her true shock came from the stark contrast between her expectations and the reality she faced. Rather than stepping into a life of grandeur, complete with sprawling palaces, endless praise, and luxurious perks, Meghan found herself living in Nottingham Cottage, a modest residence on the grounds of Kensington Palace. This adjustment was evidently a source of dissatisfaction for her, an impression that was made unmistakably clear during the couple's Netflix documentary. While Kensington Palace does carry an air of regality, the reality of Nottingham Cottage is quite different. Meghan and Harry's home was not the grand palace that many might envision. Instead, it was a small two-bedroom cottage that lacked the opulence associated with royal life. This difference must have been jarring for Meghan, who had likely anticipated a more luxurious existence upon marrying into the royal family. In the documentary, the couple openly discussed their feelings about their living situation, emphasizing the disconnect between their expectations and their reality. Meghan's frustration was palpable as she reflected on the limitations of their home, which contrasted sharply with the image of royal life that had been painted for her. The narrative she presented suggested that she had envisioned a life filled with privilege, but instead, she was confronted with a more challenging and isolating experience. The media often romanticizes the idea of being a member of the royal family, portraying it as an endless array of glamorous events and lavish living. However, Meghan's experience sheds light on the more mundane aspects of royal life that are often overlooked. The reality of moving into a small cottage, rather than a grand palace, must have felt like a harsh awakening for someone who had been thrust into such a high-profile position. Moreover, living on palace grounds did not shield Meghan from the intense scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye. Instead of enjoying the privacy and luxury she may have imagined, she quickly found herself navigating the pressures of royal life under the watchful gaze of the media. The juxtaposition of her expectations versus the reality of her life became a central theme in her narrative, highlighting the challenges she faced as she tried to adapt to her new role. This dissatisfaction with her living situation was compounded by the isolation Meghan felt as a newcomer to the royal family. She often spoke about the lack of support and the challenges of fitting into an institution steeped in tradition. The contrast between her previous life in California, filled with friends, family, and a sense of community, and her new life within the confines of the monarchy was stark. The realities of royal life, including the limitations placed on their freedom and the constant media attention, quickly became burdensome for both Meghan and Harry as they navigated their new lives. It became evident that the couple was struggling with the expectations placed upon them. Meghan's insight into her naivety revealed not just an innocence about royal life, but also a profound sense of disillusionment. The expectation that she would be welcomed into an institution known for its grandeur clashed with the reality of living in a small cottage while being subjected to relentless scrutiny. In many ways, Meghan's experience serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of marrying into a high-profile family. The fairy tale narrative that often surrounds royal life can obscure the challenges that come with it. Meghan's story underscores the importance of recognizing the reality behind the glittering facade of royalty, revealing the emotional and psychological toll it can take on those who enter that world. The couple's decision to document their experiences has opened a window into the often hidden struggles of royal life. Their candid discussions about the pressure they faced and the impact it had on their relationship have resonated with many who understand the difficulties of navigating public life while trying to maintain a sense of individuality and personal happiness. As Meghan continues to reflect on her experiences, it becomes clear that her journey was not just about adapting to royal life, but also about redefining her identity within that context. The challenges she faced in Nottingham Cottage were not merely about the physical space, but were emblematic of the larger struggles she encountered as she tried to carve out a place for herself in a world that often felt alien and hostile.